Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel. Today's video is going to be my December wrap up. I read some really good books this month and I just want to talk all about them. I blew out my hair and so I'm trying to let it settle, so it looks a little crazy, don't mind that. But anyway, yeah, let's talk about all the books I read in December. I want to say I filmed the next video wearing the same thing without even realizing, so don't mind that. Okay, without further ado, let's get into my December wrap up that I actually have on my little nightstand thing right here. So let me grab those, take everything off. Okay. These are all my physical books, so I think we're gonna go through them first. Looking at my Goodreads, I think I've read a lot of books this year, so buckle up, settle down. We have a lot to get through. I'm just gonna go through my Goodreads and go in order of what I read. So the first books that I read, I'm gonna include them all together, is part of the Under the Mistletoe collection, and I have three books. I have three books that I read in December. The first one being Merriment and Mayhem. I rated this 3 stars. It was a solid novella. These were like super short novellas. I kept on urging everyone, like, if you need to get a few books for your reading challenge, read these because they were like 30 to 70 pages, I'm pretty sure. But this was just solid 3 stars. I also rated All by My Elf 3 stars. This was the number 3 of the collection, and I felt like it was just a solid regular romance. And then the last one I read from this collection was Only Santa's in the Building. And this one was, I think it was firefighter-esque, and I kind of like that. I feel like I've never read a firefighter romance, so I was kind of excited about this one. Anyway, those were the 3 novellas I read this month that really helped my reading goal. But now we're gonna talk about one of my favorite books of 2024, and that is The Wall of Winnipeg and Me. I just discovered that Mariana Zapata is one of my new favorite authors. I want to read everything this woman has written. My only thing is, are her novels being republished into like this cover? Because I don't want to buy them if they are eventually, because I'd rather them all match, if that makes sense. So let me know, but this one was 5 stars. It follows a grumpy NFL. Actually, they call it NFO. Oh, National Football Organization is what it's called in here. But this is kind of a slow burn romance between him and his assistant, Vanessa. And I just love it. She is the queen of slow burns. Like, this is the slow burniest. That's not a word. This is a huge slow burn. Like, if you're not into slow burns, actually you should read it just to give yourself a chance, because this is amazing. Like, this is top tier romance in my book. Please read it. Moving on, we have a Draco and Hermione fanfiction. Guys, I think this might be my second favorite Hermione fanfiction. I have to say, Manacled is always going to be number 1. I've read that one 3 times, and I don't know what happened this month, but I think I read 2 or 3. But anyway, I read Draco Malfoy and the Mortifying Ordeal of Being in Love 5 stars. If you want like a happy sunshine type of fanfiction, read this. It's actually being traditionally published into a new book. It's called like The Irresistible Urge to Fall in Love with Your Enemy or something like that. And I will be purchasing that when it comes out because I want to support this author, because this book is so good. It's so good. It had me giggling. This is also a slow burn romance. Guys, why does fanfiction almost do it better? Tell me, why does it do it better? Wait, we're gonna move on. If you guys want me to talk about Hermione, I can. Don't worry, I can do that. But into the real novels, we have The Matzo Ball by Jean Meltzer. I rated this 4 stars. I actually really enjoyed this. I think this was the first book that I've read that had to do with like Jewish tradition or Jewish holidays. Hanukkah is at the focus here. It is a holiday romance, but again, it is focused on the Jewish holiday. I actually feel like I learned a lot from this. I learned about the fasting. I learned what a matzah was. I didn't really know what matzah was. It's a type of bread, if you want to know. And yeah, I just found the character, Rachel, very understandable. She suffers with relatable. She suffers with a chronic illness, and she deals with a lot of like fear surrounding that. Like, people won't believe her. And then, what's his name? Jacob deals with like, his mom had chronic illness and his dad kind of like abandoned him. And yeah, just like kind of, I don't know, they felt like really real characters, if that makes sense, and I really enjoyed this. I think it's set in New York. I actually can't remember. I'm pretty sure it's set in New York, and Jacob moved back from Paris. So it's a really good book. It's kind of like enemies slash rivals to lovers, I guess, and I thought there was really interesting concepts and I would recommend it. I have another holiday romance. We have lots of holiday romances, and that is The Christmas Swap by Talia Samuels. I think I rated this one 3 stars. This is a sapphic romance. It has some fake dating. Margot goes home. I think Margot's this one. Margot's this one right here. She goes and dates her friend Ben because he doesn't want to go back to his family's house without a significant other. And while she is fake dating him, she meets his sister, which I'm forgetting her name right now. Ellie. Ellie's a blonde. And obviously they have a spark. They fall in love. Like, you guys, you know, it's in happily ever after. And yeah, it was super good. 3 stars. Enjoyed. Classic. Okay, and then I don't know what got a hold of me, what overcame my body and possessed me to do this, but I reread the entire Cruel Prince series, including the 2 novellas. I did not read Oak and Surin's 2 novels, but I want to. I will be reading them eventually. But yeah, I reread, I'm just gonna put like, hopefully I can find like an image of all 5 of these books, but you have The Cruel Prince, The Wicked King, Queen of Nothing, How the King of Elfame Learned How to Hate Stories, I'm pretty sure, and then The Lost Sisters, all 5 of them. All of them are 5 stars except The Lost Sisters, or, I mean, like, in it is like, it's good, but I think I rated it 3 because to me, if you guys disagree, you can't. Locke and Taryn are, I can't forgive them ever. I don't know how Jude forgives Taryn. Taryn repeatedly backstabs Jude and Cardan, all of them. I don't like Taryn, I'm sorry. I don't care. Anyway, this series as a whole is 5 stars. I love it. I was so glad I reread it. Again, I don't know what possessed me, but I reread this so quickly. It was crazy. But if you haven't read this series, you need to read it. Absolutely. Put it on your TBR. Anyway, getting back to my physical books, I did read 2 like religious books, and one of them was Advent. I rated this 4 star. No, I rated it 5 stars. I thought it was pretty good. It's called The Weary World Rejoices, Daily Devotions for Advent. And it has 25 different little like 3-page prompts just to talk you through Advent, and that is pretty good, pretty solid. If you're interested in one of these, I would recommend it because it was fun. I've done a few Advents, but I think this one was pretty solid, and I honestly liked having it physically. So I don't have much to say here, but it was good. The religious book I read was Timothy Keller's The Meaning of Marriage, which is facing the complexities of commitment with the wisdom of God. I've been wanting to finish this, and I'm so glad I finished it before the new year. I think I rated it 3.5 stars. I rated it 3.5 stars. I thought it was fine. I thought a lot of the things I do want to take into my marriage with London. Not religious, maybe you wouldn't vibe with this as much, but overall I felt like it had some pretty clear, neutral things, just like about respect and kindness and how to love and things like that. And I do think a lot of it I want to take into my marriage, but other things I just didn't vibe with, and that's why I'm sitting at like that 3.5 star. I'm glad I read it, but taking everything with a grain of salt, like always. Okay, we have some more winter books. The first one being A Winter Wish. I rated this one at 4 stars. This one was really good. It was following, let me see if I can remember her name. Lexi? Yes, it's following Lexi and Theo. The death of Lexi's father. They're estranged, and Theo runs Lexi's company, and they're both left half of his company. And so it's them. The thing that makes this a 4 star is, yes, it's like a holiday romance, and you think like, oh, that's just gonna be cheesy, like The Christmas Swap or something like that. But no, the depth in this book is crazy. Any Emily Stone novel deals with some layered sort of feeling, and so in this one it is Lexi dealing with the relationship that she had with her father and the relationship she could have had with her father if they had reconnected. And I find that really interesting and honestly just hit home for me. And so I thought it was really good, and Theo in his own suffers with some like deeper issues. But anyway, I just really liked it. I also love the covers of her novels. I think they're so pretty. And I will continue to buy her novels. She's released, I think this is my 4th or 5th novel from her. She releases it every fall, and I always read it in the Christmas time. So Love this one. I have is very similar to that. It's called A December to Remember by Ginny Bayless. I rated this 4 stars. I think this is the 3rd book I've read by her, and this is by far the best. This one's very similar because it follows sisters who were estranged from their father and he passes away. So in that way it's really similar, but these 3 girls are dealing with the death and other things, but the main point of it I think is connection between the 3 of them, and having 2 sisters, this was just really sweet to see. I mean, they're in their 40s and 30s, and so I just hope to be best friends with my sisters and my brother when I'm that old. And yeah, like, again, this cover is stunning and it was so good. Rated at 4 stars. Honestly, I feel like it's a 4.5, 5 star even, maybe. I don't know. Anyway, happy with that. Winding up, we only have 3 books left. The 3rd to last one is Can't Hurt Me, David Goggins. I rated this 5 stars. This was phenomenal. Honestly, I think it's the best self-help book I've read, and I think everyone should read it. Like, seriously, pick this book up. It's so good. He talks about the 40% rule, how we're only accessing 40% of our capability, and he's like very hard with it. Like he's mean, but like in a motivational way, and sometimes people need that, and so if you work with that, pick this book up. You'll really enjoy it. Last physical book I have is Envelope Poems by Emily Dickinson, and this was a 5 stars. Emily Dickinson is amazing. This book is really, really fast. Like, I finished it in 30 minutes, I think, just because Emily Dickinson's poetry, I feel like she's known for her really short poetry. I mean, she does have a few longer pieces, but if you see her, they're usually her shorter poems. And so if you want to, again, get something really fast, I would read this. And I just think this concept is so cool. Having the envelope photo right here and then the translation, I love that. 5 stars. And then believe it or not, we're at our last fanfiction, and it is another Hermione. Did I say we're at our last fanfiction? We're at our last book, but it is fanfiction. It's Hermione, and that is Breath Mints and Battle Scars. I think I rated this 4 stars. Let me check. I rated it 4 stars. This is the first Hermione I think I've read where they're both like really, really toxic. I mean, there's always some sort of underlying toxicity in their relationship because they like hate each other, but this one was toxic. Hermione was toxic, Draco was toxic. It was a post-war 8th year type of vibe. They go back to Hogwarts to finish out school after Voldemort is defeated, and they're just trying to cope, and it was so good. I loved it. I loved it. My heart hurt at the end, but then now they're at peace. They are at peace, and that is why this is a 4 star. I think this is the 2nd month of 2024 where I had finished my entire TBR that I had set for myself at the beginning of the month, which I'm very, very proud of that. I'm very excited. The next video is going to be my January TBR. I have they're down here actually already pre-picked, so look forward to that video. I'm very excited for this year. I have a good feeling that we'll achieve my goal of reaching like 70-ish% of my physical TBR read. That is the goal. Let me know if you guys finished your 2024 reading goal. Thankfully I did. I think I went 14 books over, which I'm very happy with. And yeah, I will talk to you guys in the next video. Peace and love. Bye guys.